You wake up. The digital clock glows on the nightstand. 3:14 a.m. Your room is dark. The door is locked. You have a roof over your head, and the car alarm is armed outside. You live in the safest moment in all of human history. There is absolutely nothing lurking in the dark. But your heart is beating faster. Your mind fires up like an engine, processing scenarios, work problems, bills to pay, or just a paralyzing state of high alert. You toss and turn, you stare at the ceiling, you feel angry. You think you have insomnia. You think your brain is broken. And the modern pharmaceutical industry has built a multi-billion-dollar empire selling pills to fix you.
But you are not sick. What is happening inside your body at 3 a.m. is not a medical disorder. It is a 300,000-year-old survival machine operating with terrifying precision. Your DNA doesn't know what an apartment or a metal lock is. It only knows one thing: the night is dangerous. Your insomnia is not a glitch. It is your genetic code waking you up because it is your turn to take the watch. And the truth about what human sleep actually was before the invention of the light bulb will destroy everything you thought you knew about rest.
To understand why your brain sabotages you in the middle of the night, we need to go back in time. Not millions of years, just a few centuries. Today, modern society judges you if you don't sleep for 8 hours straight. Doctors call it sleep hygiene. But human biology laughs at that idea. The concept of sleeping in one single, uninterrupted block until dawn is a brutally recent invention. It was forced upon us, not by nature, but by the factories and light bulbs of the Industrial Revolution. In the early 2000s, historian A. Roger Eckerch, a professor at Virginia Tech in the United States, spent over a decade diving into historical documents, ancient diaries, medical records, and classic European literature. And he discovered something that made the medical community step back. Before the invention of electric light, absolutely no one tried to sleep for 8 hours straight.
Humans divided the night into 2 shifts. It was called biphasic sleep. As soon as the sun disappeared, our ancestors slept for about 4 hours. This was the first sleep. Then, around midnight, they woke up naturally. The brain shifted out of deep rest and entered a state of calm alertness. During this 2-hour gap in the middle of the dark, no one panicked. They didn't take pills. They used this time. They fed the fire, talked, prayed, or guarded the perimeter. It was a moment of silence and safety. Later, when exhaustion returned, they drifted into the second sleep until sunrise. When you open your eyes at 3 a.m. today, your brain isn't failing. It is perfectly executing an ancient code. It woke up for the gap between sleeps. It is waiting for you to check the fire and protect the tribe. But all it finds is the artificial light of a smartphone screen. But the biology of the night hides an even darker secret. If all the humans in a camp were in a deep sleep at the same time, the entire tribe would die. The nocturnal silence of the savanna was not peaceful. It was patrolled by lions, hyenas, and leopards hunting under the stars. For humanity to survive, evolution had to create a perfect security system. It didn't just divide sleep into 2 shifts. It scrambled the biological clocks of every individual in the tribe. Evolutionary biology calls this the sentinel hypothesis. In 2017, researchers from Duke University and the University of Toronto decided to test this theory. They traveled to Tanzania and spent almost a month monitoring the sleep patterns of the Hadza tribe, one of the last genuine hunter-gatherer groups on the planet. What the data revealed forever changed the way we understand human biology. Over a period of 20 days, out of all the hundreds of hours the tribe lay under the dark sky, There was a total of only 18 minutes when all the adults were sleeping simultaneously. For over 99% of the night, at least one person had their eyes open, watching, listening to the wind. Evolution designed our brains to be asynchronous. That is why there are people who are night owls and others who are morning larks. And that is why some of us receive a chemical discharge in the brain at exactly 3 a.m. You do not have a neurological disorder. You have the DNA of a night watchman. When your mind races in the early hours and anxiety hits, that is your body pumping cortisol to put you on high alert. Your brain violently pulls you out of deep sleep because hundreds of thousands of years ago, if your lineage didn't wake up at that exact moment to watch the shadows, the predator would have attacked. Your insomnia is the exact reason why your family tree wasn't devoured.
But there is a tragic problem with this biology. 50,000 years ago, when the sentinel woke up in the middle of the night, they had a clear purpose. There was the sound of the forest to listen to. There were the members of the tribe sleeping safely around them. There was the fire to feed. The mind processed the environment, confirmed there was no danger, the brain's chemistry settled down, and the sentinel went back to their second sleep. Today, we took away the purpose, but we kept the chemistry. When you wake up at 3 a.m. in your locked, secure apartment, your brain is flooded with wakeful hormones, looking for a threat that doesn't exist. And because biology abhors a vacuum, your brain starts inventing lions. It grabs the report you have to turn in tomorrow. It grabs an argument you had 5 years ago. It grabs your bank account. It turns every little modern stress into an invisible saber-toothed predator hiding in the shadows of your room. And then you make the final mistake. You grab your phone. To a primitive brain desperate for stimulation in the dark, the glowing screen of your phone is interpreted as the new campfire. You start scrolling the feed endlessly. But this campfire doesn't bring peace. The blue light from the LEDs destroys your melatonin production. You enter a state of artificial exhaustion, fighting a chemical war against your own DNA.
Modern industry wants you to believe that your sleep should be a straight, uninterrupted 8-hour line, as if you were a machine being unplugged from the wall. But you are not a machine. You are the apex of millions of years of ruthless survival. The next time you open your eyes in the middle of the night and the clock reads 3:14 a.m., don't fight the dark. Don't panic. Don't try to fix a brain that isn't broken. Accept what you are. Get up. Drink a glass of water. Read 2 pages of your bedside book under a dim light, or just observe the silence of the house. Give your body the sentinel time it is begging to have. You are not suffering from insomnia. You are just taking your watch in the dark, ensuring the fire doesn't go out, and that your tribe stays alive to see the sun rise.